Lesson 1-7, Constant Speed and Rate Tables. Today, I am going to show you some rate tables that have missing values, and we're going to be finding those missing values and graphing them. First, I'm going to look at my rate table. I notice we're talking about seconds and yards. I see that we have two values across from each other, and one is a 1, so I can tell my unit rate is 2 yards per second. So I'm going to think to myself, how do I get from 1 to 2? Well, I know 1 times 2 gives me 2. I can apply that pattern to see if it works. What times 2 is 4? Well, 2. Now I'm noticing a 1, 2, 3 pattern on the left. I can continue applying that pattern and do 3 times 2, which is 6, and then think to myself, what times 2 is 8? Well, 4. And finally, I know 5 times 2 is 10. Now that I've filled out my rate table, I can graph it. Notice seconds are on the x-axis. So this side of my table goes on the x-axis. So I'm going to go ahead and number that. On the y-axis, I see distance in yards. So I'm going to take my yard side of the table and put that on the y. So let's number our scale. And I only need to go up to 10 because that's where my table ends. So my first value is 1, 2. So for every 1 second, so at 1 second, they've gone 2 yards. So I'm just going to put a dot there. My next value is 2 seconds and 4 yards. Right here. Then I have 3 seconds, 6 yards, right there. And 4 seconds to 8 yards. And 5 seconds to 10 yards. I'm going to go ahead and connect my dots. Using a different color, I'm going to show you our unit rate triangle that we can also draw on here. My unit rate is 2 yards for each second. So I'm going to go over 1, up 2. Right? Seconds, yeah. Over 1, up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1, up 2. And that is going to be my rate, my unit rate triangle. Which you can see, it forms this nice triangle. And our unit rate is 2 yards per second, so you'll notice, so here's our 1 second, then I went up 2 yards. 1 second, 2 yards. So all the unit rate triangle does is it shows us our unit rate. Alright guys, so now that I have done one, we will do one together and then you will have some time to practice on your own. Today you learned how to fill in missing values in a rate table, and you also learned how to graph a rate table. Nice work! Say bye, kids.